Hi, welcome to the BookishStitcher podcast. My name is Jeanette. You can find me on Ravelry, Instagram, Periscope, and Goodreads as BookishStitcher, all one word. I hope you've had a wonderful week since I last podcasted. It's been so busy here that I'm not even going to tell you what all we did because we would be sitting here for forever and we would both be exhausted from listening to it by the end of it. So I hope that you just grab something to drink in your knitting and sit here and can relax with me for a little bit. And I'm just going to sit here and relax as I talk to you and take a couple minutes to myself to just share some stuff with you guys and decompress from all the craziness. So here we go. I'm actually drinking out of a new mug. I just got this. I met up with my best friend today for a while and we sat and giggled and hysterically to different things, which she gave me Christmas presents. And this was one of her Christmas presents to me because she knows that I love owls. And I'm having some peppermint mocha coffee. So let's get into the finished objects because I have a ton. So first is my Joyful Joyful hat. This is a pattern by Megan Williams. And funnily enough, I was going to knit this for myself. And then I was like, oh, I don't know about the color. And I think, my best friend's husband will love it. And so I was going to give it to him. And then ran out of yarn. I had a tiny little ball left. And so my son was like, oh, I would like that hat. So we tried it on him and it fit him. But then today when we were out, I was showing this to my best friend or I was telling her about it, and she said that her husband probably has a smaller head than my son. He does have a really tiny head. So she thinks it will fit him. So I'm going to send this on to them. They're on their way to Chile for 3 weeks. So I'm just going to take this by her house when we go into Houston. I'm going to Houston a little while. See some family and put this on their doorstep for him, and I hope he likes it. I think he goes out to his deer lace a lot, and so I think this part, the folded brim, will keep him extra warm. And I don't know if I will knit another one of these hats for myself, maybe in a little while, but definitely not right away because it did take me quite a while, and it looks really cool. I think it's a grayish kind of green hat. It's my first finished object and another Christmas present. And then another Christmas present that is done are my mother-in-law's Norwegian rose wristers. I showed you guys these last week. There's one, there's the other ones, and I will be sewing in the ends on these probably tonight. My in-laws are on a plane right now flying down here to us, so I'm taking a quick break from podcasting before I go and clean more. My 3-year-old will probably have destroyed all the cleaning I've already done while I'm podcasting. She's upstairs playing with Daddy and her brother, but they're done. And of course they go down farther on your hand, but I'm not gonna, you guys saw them last week. It's done. And then the next finished object, I finished my Christmas socks. And these are part of the sparkle cowl that we're doing. And there's still a little bit of time. There's 11 days left if you want to get something knit up for that because you have lots of prizes. There's just plain socks, toe up, fish lips kiss heel. And this is some Fiber Nip Dye Works. And it's called The Elves Were Playing in the Eggnog. And that looks white is really a light pink, and then there's a white stripe next to it. You can kind of see. I have 2 of them. Forgot to bring sock blockers. Just got home from hanging out with my best friend, so just threw stuff together and came down here like a crazy person. But I forgot to say the hat was knit out of some jitterbug, and this was just scraps. And then the last thing I finished, my Raina shawl. And it's been blocked. The ends are not cut or woven in yet, but it has been blocked. And it grew very nicely because it was pretty tiny. It is definitely larger than my wingspan, but I'm a very short person, so that's not a huge thing. It has a nice drape to it. This yarn was Sock Pixie in the Lady in the Aqua Room. And the Raina shawl is a free pattern, and I really recommend it if you're looking for just something fun and you can wear it like like a shawl, like a cowl wrapped around. So those are all of my finished objects, 4 of them. I finished all the ones and then start all new ones on the needles, but I did make sure this time to not cast on all fingering weight so that it wouldn't take me forever to knit to show you guys. So I'm just gonna grab a random bag. So first here in my Mina Makes bag. Last week for Christmas bags, I have a baby surprise jacket, and I'm knitting this. I don't have the ball band, but this is some Felici Sport in their self-striping, and I believe it's the recess colorway. They don't make this anymore, sadly. It's a really great yarn, and it's just a little bit started. And I have knit so many of these baby surprise sweaters. I don't even think every single one that I've knit is on my project page, because I know I've knit at least 4 or 5. And this is for my friend Jen. They're having a little boy. She's playing with sticks, playing with needles, playing with sticks on Ravelry. So this is for you guys, Jen, for a little boy who's coming. And I'm gonna knit them something else too, but it's really squishy. And the pattern for this is it's a really simple pattern, and it's kind of magical because when you finish it, if you've never knit this, when you finish it, it just looks like this very odd shaped blob, but then you fold it in this magical way and it becomes a jacket. But it's out of this book, The Opinionated Knitter by Elizabeth Zimmerman, and she's hilarious. She has a really funny sense of humor, and when I grow up, I want to be Elizabeth Zimmerman. She talks in one of her books about doing an Easter egg hunt in the snow with her husband. No kids, just her husband would hide them, I think, and she would run around in the snow and she would knit while he was driving his motorcycle, and she just sounds really awesome. So I would love to be that cool when I'm older. And I'm trying to find a picture. There is one here, yeah, of all the baby surprise jackets. This is what it looks like. I'm not going to be doing the hood. I don't think I have enough yarn, but it's adorable baby with those chubby cheeks. And I'm going to have a lot of fun finding buttons for that coat too, because that's the fun part. You have the yarn, and the stripes are forming nicely with the self-striping yarn. Next project, I'll just grab this random bag. It's my Housey yarn bag. And in here, what do we have? Another without a sound, because I am obsessed with this pattern. It makes a perfect gift knit. It's easy to knit. It's fun because there are little sections. It's like, oh, I knit this section. Okay, I knit this section. And I've just started, but this is out of some Malabrigo sock yarn in the colorway Persia. And it's this beautiful grays and blues. Kind of goes with my hat. I'm wearing a Cablelicious hat out of Bumble Birch yarn by Cecile Bouclé. It's a really good hat. I love knitting it. But yeah, this is another Christmas present that I added for a friend that I'm going to be giving. Hopefully I'll get it done in time for my husband to take it to work, because she's somebody that I know from his work. And this yarn is so soft. It's knitting up really nicely. This is my last skein of Malabrigo sock yarn. I knit a pair of socks for my husband out of this because he loved the color so much that he wanted socks in it. It was this browns and reds. And I just washed all the socks on some day this week, and I had them all in the tub and I was washing them. And I took them all out, and his Malabrigo socks had a giant hole in them. He wears them to work, his socks and everything, and Malabrigo doesn't have any nylon in it, so it's kind of to be expected. It doesn't have that strength. But I might try to mend them, but the hole's pretty big, so I need to, next time I'm at a festival, look for a sock yarn with those colors and kind of find one with nylon. So this Malabrigo sock yarn is not going to be socks because it didn't work out, so it's going to be without a sound cowl. And this will be my 3rd one that I've knit this Christmas season. I gave my son his teacher and his assistant teacher their without a sound cowls on Friday with little gift cards and stuff for their Christmas present. And then next thing I have is over here, and this is in my the Tangled Skein CA bag. And in here, I'm using up the last of my Bumble Birch Yarn Club. This yarn is so nice and soft and squishy, and this is going to be another gift. I think I have in mind, but I'm not sure if this color would look great on that person. I can't wear this color. It's very golden, and for some reason it makes me look kind of green. With my blonde hair, I can't wear it, but it's a chunky. And I'm knitting another hat out of that tea collection, and this is the licorice hat, I believe. And I just started it today, but so it has the rib, and then it forms these fun little holes that go up the hat. And so this is definitely not on fingering weight, it's on chunky. And so it will knit up really, really fast. I might finish this hat tonight while I'm waiting. My in-laws are getting in. My mother-in-law just texted me. They're in Atlanta. She keeps updating me with every single plane that they get on, every single plane that they get off at. So I might knit this whole hat while waiting for them because they're getting in really late tonight. And my sister-in-law gets in tomorrow. And everybody's coming here for Christmas. And I was joking with my best friend because she and I love things to be clean and organized. But with toddlers, as you know, that's impossible, kind of. So I sit with my toddler and her toddler. So my house looks like an Amazon warehouse because there are Amazon boxes everywhere because everybody's having their presents mailed to us so they can open them here and then they'll mail them back home, which the hippie person in me is like, oh, that's so much mailing and fossil fuels and stuff around the world. But yeah. But so tangent, my house looks like an Amazon warehouse, and the mailman probably thinks we're crazy with boxes and boxes arriving multiple times a day. That's that hat. Should be done really soon. But I do want to get some more of this bumble birch in this base to make a hat for myself from that because it's really nice. It's nicely plied and squishy. This just isn't a color I can wear. So it's another Christmas present. I think I'm up to having done 23 or 24 Christmas presents if you count the bookmarks. Some people might not count those, but I did knit them. They were just very small knit. I think this hat will knit faster than the bookmark though. So that, and then the last thing I have on my needles is in my Bling Your String bag, and it's at blingyourstring.com. And next week I'll be announcing an awesome giveaway with Bling Your String, like really, really awesome. You definitely want to check it out. And in here is my Whispering Pines shawl that I just started. Now I went to a DFW Fiber Fest last March, and my goal is to have knit up all of that yarn before I go back if I want to be able to buy any. So this is one of my DFW purchases. I bought 3 skeins of this yarn to knit this shawl. Bijou Basin, Himalayan Trail. And you know what? I'm very surprised because it does not feel soft when you just touch it. It feels squishy and it feels okay, but it does not feel like soft. But then knit up, it's not necessarily, I don't know how to describe it. It's softer and it's just really nice. It feels really like I should be like on a mountain range somewhere wearing this shawl, drinking coffee on a front porch rocking chair. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how I feel like. It's that kind of a nice warm shawl. And so I wish I had snowflake stitch markers. I just found some of my random, these are skull ones from Halloween. I think I have one snowflake one I could use, but I need to get one. And it's really easy pattern so far. And I like how the little bumps, the purl ridges are forming. And it's just really nice and really easy knit, and I'm liking it a lot. So that is all those 4 objects that I've been knitting. There's been no spinning this week at all. It's been so busy that I would have loved to just sit down with my wheel and spun, but all these were portable. I had to have portable stuff that I could knit on while I was at my son's Christmas program, that I could knit on while I was at this place, this place, this place, this place. And just my spinning wheel, I mean, maybe you could take it with you to the urgent care clinic, but it would look kind of funny. So I just had those and I knit on them throughout the week. Okay, let's do group news. So we have the Sparkle Cow going on right now, and it ends December 31st, and there are awesome prizes for that, so make sure you turn your things into the FO thread and the chatter thread if you want. The chatter thread, there's going to be a $10 pattern donated to that for the month of December. I need to ask the awesome person who donated it if I can mention their name. But she's really sweet, and I've loved getting to talk to her on Ravelry and stuff like that. And then I have other prizes that I think I've shown you guys. We had our the Tangled Skein CA bag giveaway, and that ended today. And the winner for that was post number 39, who is Jamie Walcott, and she said she liked the turkey bag. So Jamie, when you see this, just message me and I will get in touch with Sue and we'll get you that bag. And there is a coupon code for if you really love the bag that you mentioned but you didn't win. It's bookish, capital B, 15, and that gives you 15% off, and that coupon is good through the end of the year. And then the other thing we have going on, we have the 700 member group prize right now, and I'm going to draw it for that next week, and it's a little package from me just with little things, and you can go there and read about the prompt to see. And then upcoming in the new year, we're going to have a read along, so the post is up for that if you'd like to add in your favorite short stories that you would like to be included for the read along. My friend Brenda, A Good Yarn, offered to help out with that, so sweet. Thank you, Brenda. And then 2016, using up the scraps, and then January through March is going to be the shawl knit along with Undead Yarn, Pen Hook and Needles, and Andre Sue Knits. It's an awesome group, and we're going to have lots of fun, knit lots of shawls. I have mine planned because I am planner, and that is part of what brings me joy, and I'm just going to roll with it. And I'll talk next week about how I did with my goals for this year and what my goals are for next year. And I got lots of good ideas from you guys on the thread. And there's lots of stuff going on in the group right now. And then also, oh my gosh, I forgot who pointed it out. Somebody pointed out on YouTube. They're like, oh, you're almost at 1,000 subscribers. And when I looked, I was at 1,012, 1,016. I don't know. I hadn't looked at that number up there in months. And so, oh, that's really cool. So I thought I should do a YouTube giveaway because I know so many people do those when they get to like 1,000 members. And I was trying to think, how could I do this? Because I have YouTube, but then I have iTunes, and I know a lot of people, friends of mine, that are subscribed on YouTube, but watch on iTunes, because I prefer to watch on iTunes too, because the phone, I can get entertainment on my phone. But so I thought what I'd do is that on this episode thread, what episode is this? This is episode 74. Okay, so on episode 74 thread on YouTube, comment under and say what you like to knit with fingering weight yarn, and you can win this awesome skein. And this is Girl Gone Loopy, hand-dyed yarn, 100% superwash merino fingering weight, approximately 410 yards, in the Winter Woods colorway. This is gorgeous. Blues and browns. So that will be the prize for the YouTube giveaway. And I plan to try in the new year and have an iTunes giveaway. I don't know how I would do that because you can't comment on each iTunes episode individually like you can with YouTube. So if you are subscribed on YouTube, even if you watch on iTunes, if you are subscribed on YouTube, you can go over to the YouTube episode for this 174 and comment below and say, I like to knit socket hats. I like to knit socks. This doesn't have nylon in it though, so just beware. I like to knit the without a sound cowl. This would make a great without a sound cowl. I like to knit star shower cowl. Any kind of those, this would be great for. And just say that, and then comment below with your Ravelry name so that I know how to contact you, because I don't know how to contact people through YouTube. I'm not that advanced. But so what you would like to knit, and then your Ravelry name and just comment below in the episode. I don't know how many, I think it can deal with as many comments as you throw at it, hopefully. And then I'll take the numbers 1 through whatever, how many we have, and do a random number generator. And I think I'll draw for this on the January 3rd. I think I'll give it 2 weeks for people to see this and comment on the episode. And so that will be the YouTube giveaway. If you have any ideas on how to do an iTunes giveaway, I would love to know, because I honestly have no idea how I would go about doing that. But the last thing is, I spoke last week about putting up a thread for the shawl cowl that is coming up, a pattern giveaway thing, and I forgot to put it up till almost end of the week. I apologize, I'm really sorry. It's been crazy here, as I'm sure it is for all of you, so you probably didn't even notice that it wasn't up. But it is up now, and a few of you have entered, and I just wanted to say to anybody else that came looking on like Monday or Sunday or Tuesday when they watched and it wasn't there, it's up now, so you can go and enter, and the rules are all up there for that. You can check, but you can get a pattern of your choice, $7 or less, you'd like to either knit sometime in the future or knit directly for the shawl cowl. And that is everything, which leads me into enabling, but also into group news, because this person is amazing. So Gabby Gales contacted me and said, hey, congratulations on 700 members. I would like to contribute a prize. And I said, this is so funny, because I was just watching you talk about this yarn, and I have it in my Etsy cart, and I was going to buy it. And so I said, if you know, so it could all travel together to Texas. And so she said, okay. And so I went over to Etsy and bought this yarn. And she sent this very cute, this little stickers. I love stickers. When I was in elementary school, I had a sticker collection, and you could trade stickers, and the sparkly ones were worth more and in trading value. But that's what it is. Winter Storm, the fig base, which is 70% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% sparkle, and 438 yards. And the store is her show name is Once Upon a Corgi, and her Etsy store is uponacorgi.etsy.com. And in here is my beautiful skein that I ordered, and she has amazing prices on her yarn. Amazing. You should definitely go check it out. I don't know if she has her shop put on hold for the holidays, but if there's anything left in there, go check it out, because for an indie dyer, these prices are spectacular. And this is a sparkle yarn. Like, normally for sparkle, I'd pay double what I paid for this, and she has great prices. It's grays and blues, and she sent me this really sweet note, which I don't know how she knew, but this was also like channeling my inner self. I may have been, like, I have a snow globe upstairs. It's now in my daughter's room because she's a little girl, and she gave a unicorn with a fairy snow globe that I had in high school that is now my daughter's. But so I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh. And my husband was like, yeah, she must know you or have very similar tastes to you. So beautiful. I have fairy wings. I dressed up as a fairy at Halloween before. And she sent me the sweetest note. I won't read it, but it's just so kind, and definitely something that if I, if I'm ever having a down day and like, oh, I don't know, because sometimes as a podcaster you get not nice notes, which are not very fun to get, but so this is a nice one, and I will read this whenever I need to be reminded that people like the podcast. So, and her name is Gabby Gales on Ravelry and Instagram. Like I said, she's Once Upon a Corgi. And so, along with my beautiful skein, she sent 2 things for the 700 member prize. So maybe what I'll do is have this be a bundle, one prize, and then another one will be the thing from me. This is beautiful. Take it out of here really gently. Oh, maybe this way. But this, it's uponacorgi.etsy.com, and this color is called Sybil, which makes me think of the movie Sybil and the book. about the psychological person, the multiple personalities case. I don't know if that's what she meant it for, but so it's Audrey based, which makes me think of Audrey Hepburn, who is, as you guys know, one of my role models that I wish, she's an amazing woman, was an amazing woman. This is BFL nylon 80/20, 400 yards, and it's beautiful purples and grays, tiny little speckling. It's so pretty. And I love a BFL base. It holds up really well with the nylon in it. You could definitely make socks out of this, but it's squishy enough that you could do something else too. And then she sent along a bag. Oh, and there's another note. I didn't even see this note, but then she sent along a bag. And it has bumblebees, and it has her trademark little corgi. And I have a corgi too. They're just the happiest dogs, and I love seeing her little corgis prance around on her show. And just reading the little note. But so that is everything. All the enabling and the giveaway stuff and knitting and everything. So on to the book review for this week. I had planned to listen to all these Christmas books leading up to Christmas, but I didn't. I have been having book hyperactivity where I'll start one, won't finish it, start another one, no, start, and not finishing anything, which I need to finish because I have a goal. I like to end the year with all my books being finished reading and all my knitting things being done, which is also why my husband wants me to start a sweater for him, but I didn't choose to start it this time. I'm going to start it in the new year because I knew I couldn't get finished in time. But so I started this Christmas book a little while ago and I'm still not done. I thought I would be, but my best friend and I hung out for so long today that I didn't have time to finish it. But this book is called The Christmas Quilt. You see it. Kind of a glare. The Christmas Quilt by Jennifer Cavallierni. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Narrated by Christina Moore. And it says it's an Elm Creek Quilts novel. I have never read any of the other Elm Creek quilts, but this story is about two women and their friendship, and one's name is Sarah and one's name is Sylvia. And Sylvia is an older woman who lives at a very large estate where her family has kind of raised horses for a long time. And Sarah and her husband's kind of the groundskeeper for the estate. And they come, and the women both realize that they have this friendship of quilts, and they kind of set up quilting camps, but that's not really in the book. It just kind of gives backgrounds. I have a feeling that that's in the other books. But this whole thing is about this Christmas quilt. And Sylvia, when she was young, it was kind of a tradition in her family that this one great aunt would work on this Christmas quilt every Christmas season. And the aunt passes away or gets too old to work on it. And so her sister starts working on it, and different women in this family start to work on it. And the book flashes back between Sylvia's past and just hard times during the Great Depression and hard times within her family and during World War, and her relationship with her sister and her mother who died young, and to the present of her relationship with Sarah. And Sarah is also having a hard time with her mother, who is not accepting of her husband because she feels that Sarah has married beneath her with marrying a groundskeeper instead of marrying someone more prestigious. So it deals with their friendship and just their own problems, and they're trying to each help each other come to terms with the relationships with other women. It's not a romance novel at all, which I like. It's just a kind of a relationship, kind of, I don't want to say family drama, but it's just a relationship book. And it's just 6 hours on Audible. So if you have a road trip coming up for Christmas, if you're going to visit family and you're looking for just a nice, cheerful, heartwarming Christmas book to listen to on the road trip, I thought I'd recommend this one. So it's The Christmas Quilt, and it is by Jennifer Cavallierni. I don't know. But that is everything I have for this week. I'm going to go finish getting my house ready for my in-laws. We bought a new little tree downstairs, and we have a tree upstairs, and it's so festive looking and happy. And after I clean, I'm going to get my knitting and go sit by my pretty little tree and wait for my in-laws to get here. And I hope you guys that are celebrating Christmas is coming up have a very Merry Christmas, and I look forward to seeing you guys all next week. So until then, I hope you have a great week and you get to do all the things you love. Okay, bye.